Getting a cancer diagnosis introduces a chaotic rush of therapies, medical tests, and massive life disruptions. And right in the middle of that storm, patients are often bombarded with a confusing flood of conflicting advice about what they should be eating, from strict keto to vegan or Mediterranean plans. Trying to adopt a highly restrictive diet on top of everything else can actually become the straw that breaks the camel's back. Forcing a complex new primary task into your daily routine adds to the collective stress and carries hidden negative impacts on your body. Let's strip away the trendy diet labels and look at the actual biology. When we examine what accelerates tumor growth, we find two primary drivers: chronic inflammation and high insulin levels. While your normal cells are highly adaptable, cancer cells are specialized and fragile. They rely heavily on the breakdown products of carbohydrates and sugars to generate energy and survive. Instead of abandoning your cultural food choices, you can exploit this biological weakness. You can starve the cancer using a straightforward, sustainable metabolic control system. To set the baseline, we use the modified ketogenic diet. This is different from the classic ultra-high-fat keto diet originally designed for epilepsy. The modified version is far more balanced and manageable for everyday life. This animated diagram outlines the exact macronutrient boundaries of the modified ketogenic diet. You can see the balanced approach here. 50 to 60% of your calories come from fat, 20 to 30% from protein, and a strict limit of 5 to 10% from carbohydrates. That brings us to our first lever: what you eat. By actively dropping that carbohydrate intake down into the 5 to 10% zone, you clean out processed foods and eliminate the sugars that drive insulin spikes, creating a highly stressful, low-sugar environment in your body. Look at how these two cellular structures react to that shift. Your healthy cells easily survive and thrive on fats and proteins, but the cancer cells, suddenly deprived of their preferred sugar fuel, become metabolically crippled. Pulling this first lever shifts your cellular fuel supply. By controlling these three macros, you feed healthy tissue while depriving the tumor. The second lever is when you eat. This involves a practice known as time-restricted eating, where you establish a window of 14 to 18 hours of no significant caloric intake. The main target during this fasting period is a hormone called insulin. Insulin acts as a major proliferative driver, essentially a chemical command that sits at the top of a signaling cascade, telling cells to multiply and grow. This graph illustrates a standard 24-hour cycle. Notice how compressing your daily meals into a tight 6 to 8 hour window causes that insulin trend line to plunge dramatically, remaining flat and quiet throughout the entire fasting block. By pulling this second lever, you effectively silence that hormonal growth signal. You cut off the primary communication pathway that cancer relies on to spread. Our third lever is what you do when you eat. Think of this as your biological escape valve. It provides the flexibility to occasionally enjoy a piece of carrot cake at a birthday celebration without ruining your progress. The trick is what happens immediately after. Doing 15 to 30 minutes of targeted exercise, like walking the dog or doing stair laps, activates your muscles, turning them into a physical sponge to soak up excess blood sugar. When your muscles are in motion, they physically extract glucose straight from the bloodstream. They then convert and store it internally as a compound called glycogen to power future bursts of activity. The scale of this storage capacity is massive. Healthy muscles can hold between 350 to 500 grams of glucose. That is roughly 3.5 to 5 times the storage capacity of your liver. This schematic shows how glucose is permanently removed from the system. Once it is stored as glycogen within the muscle, it is sequestered and cannot be released back into the bloodstream to reach a tumor. Physical movement intercepts the fuel supply chain. It turns your own musculature into a secure vault, permanently locking that glucose away from cancer cells. Zooming out from the microscopic level, these three levers also combat a major systemic threat called cachexia. Cachexia is a condition characterized by severe muscle loss and immune depletion, and it frequently marks a critical decline in cancer patients. Strict attention to combining cleanly sourced protein with those muscle activation exercises directly triggers the maintenance of muscle mass. It halts the decline, allowing patients to hold their ground and maintain their physical strength. This approach focuses on practical metabolic flexibility that respects your daily routine and food traditions. The psychological relief is significant. Patients using this approach report spending less time preparing meals, experiencing less hunger, and seeing far fewer disruptions to their family life. By mastering what you eat, when you eat, and what you do when you eat, you strip away the terror of extreme dietary restrictions. You regain control, transforming your body into a highly hostile environment for cancer.